Eulogy for Dream Deferred. There's a question we've been asking since Tuesday. Come here, Brother Langston, but what happens to a dream deferred? And what happens when that dream just happened to be her? And since the dream is dead, this is a eulogy for what was supposed to be a moment of joy. Most of this country prayed for a girl, but instead, we got stuck with that little boy. And since many have been in funeral mode since Wednesday, as a pastor, I have to give you the space to process and grieve. And just because you're still sad and upset doesn't mean in God you don't believe. Because my faith is still strong, even with a broken heart and angry mind and tears welling up in my eyes. And listen, if Jesus wept and got mad, then daggone it, so can I. So before we get to a moment of encouragement in the story of how God has not failed us yet, we have to acknowledge what just happened and what this moment truly has meant. There will be a lot said about who she is, but this moment really reflects who it is that we are. So I gotta try to speak life over this dream instead of standing over the casket of Massage Noir. We have had the worst bag of Cheetos because there's an orange stain that we thought we had washed off of our hands. But instead it became ground in and even spread further across this great land. And the shock of this moment has a major political party looking like your cousins, you know, the ones who live down the street. But these folks are up on the hill. So they're pointing fingers and looking out of sorts like a family when mama passed with no will. Everybody on TV and social media blaming everybody, fighting over who gets what is left. We haven't even ordered the repast food. And I don't want to be saying the same thing in 2028 because some folks refuse to accept what is true. We have work to do. And that extends beyond just saying we need to go from red to blue. I'm giving you the eulogy, but the autopsy on what happened? Well, guess what, DNC? That's up to you. We experienced a moment of pure joy. We did not want to go back, but yet here we stand. And so the only way to ensure that it doesn't happen again is to coalesce, prepare, organize, and plan. And so while the next 4 years you won't be hearing no HU, you know, or see a pinky swinging at the house that our folks built. Just because one dream died doesn't mean our spirit is killed. She wasn't our Barbie, but she showed what can happen when you go after everything you want. And so now the dream house for our young black girls should come with Secret Service, a rose garden, and columns in the front. And we know they have an agenda coming and some folks fell for it, but all they have is divisive and sloppy. And so when nothing gets done and this whole thing falls apart, we just gonna walk past and say, who did the body? We will survive because Lord knows we've made it through way worse than right now. And so the ancestors are gonna have to guide our feet to get them back on solid ground. The joy might have dimmed, but don't forget how you spent the summer enjoying that laugh, being happy, energized, encouraged, and grinning. And let's make sure that we are 1000% certain that the next time it's gonna be their program we're printing.